Hey, what's up, guys? So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use the offset formula. And in particular, with this formula, we're going to be incorporating the month formula in there as well because we're looking at months. However, just to start with, I'll show you the offset formula. So what we've got here is a summary of countries, and we want to bring back data from this data table that we've got on a separate tab. And with the offset function, what it basically allows you to do is um, pull back a number based on how you want your formula to move. Really, it can either go by rows or columns. So let me just show you how it works because it will make more sense. So we start the formula off by equals offset, and the reference that we're looking at is your starting point. So we want to go back to this data table. Our starting point is there, Canada. And rows, we're not moving down any rows, so we're going to be saying leaving that as 0. So all you need to do is just put another comma in there. Columns. Now with columns, we want it to bounce across to Jan 14 and pick up that 337. So what we're going to say is 1. And height and width, you can pretty much ignore. So if you just do comma, comma, and you can see now that you're towards the end of the formula because this section is highlighted. You just want to close brackets, click enter. And if I drag that all the way down, 2485, it should pull back that 2485 there, which is fine. So the way this formula is working, it's dependent on this one, the column number. If we want this to be a little bit more dynamic, let's put that up here. So I've got it in date format at the moment. I want to put that as a number. You just format. Okay, so instead of having that 1, I'm going to delete that out and I'm going to link it to that 1 up there. I'm going to F4 on that because that locks the cell. And now I'm going to drag all the formulas down. And now what it means is that this formula is dependent on that 1. So if I click that as 2, 3, you can see it's jumping by month. So it's picking up that March 2348. If I put it as 11, it should be picking up that 2392. 2392, yep. So you can see that right there. Anyway, so the reason why I wanted to show you this offset formula with the month is because it can be pretty dynamic when when you are dealing with a data set that looks like this and you just want to summarize the information and you want to be dependent upon the date. So let's say, for example, and obviously if it's Jan to December, it's quite a nice formula and quite easy to follow. But I'm going to put this as Jan. I'm going to put it back to Jan 14. Put that back in date format. So right click, format cells, go date, and let's just leave it as actually let's put it in as custom so I can show you this as well. So Jan 14, what do we want? Month, mark, year, and that's the way to put it in as Jan 14. Okay, so you can see that in there. And we want to basically do the offset formula again, but we want to use the date up there to pull the formula back. So if we do equals offset, and our reference is again the same starting point. Rows is, we're not going down, so that's fine. Columns, now this is where we put the month formula in. So if we say month and click on that, and if we F4 on that to lock the cells again, and if you close the formula because that's the month formula done, and now you can see it is showing you where you are in the formula bar. So we're still on that column section. We need to put the comma in, comma again, and close the formula. Put down there, that's it. I had too many commas in there. So if we drag that down now, 2485, 2485. Basically, what that month formula does is it looks at basically the date, and it picks out the month, and it says that Jan is the first month, so it's gonna basically incorporate that formula as a 1 rather than looking at Jan 14. So if we then say November 14, 2392, 2392, let's say December 14, 2124, 2124. Yeah. So you can see it's a pretty dynamic formula when you do it like that, and it really helps if you're trying to present something as a summary where you've got a date range that's consistent from Jan to December. Works quite well. Anyways, thanks a lot. Hope you enjoyed the video.